Now, Harmy and
Yeah.
I can sit here and talk about Sam Curran and Phil Salt and Jos Buttler, but we're more interested in your views and indeed how they're being received in India. Sam Curran continues to struggle, doesn't he? Dare I say, disappoint. Phil Salt has been remarkable for Kolkata. And how about that? Jos Buttler, his second unbeaten 100. Now, the Royals needed. Like I think I was covering this game, and I was watching it anyway. In fact, from memory, didn't they need something like 43 off the last 15 balls? They basically needed three a ball,
Yeah.
and and you thought, look, well done, Jos Buttler. He clearly wasn't fit. He didn't field in the first innings. He was, you can just imagine sort of Kumar Sangakkara saying, "Look, Jos, we only need you to bat. You don't even have to field." And so he's come out half fit, opened the batting, made an unbeaten 100, won by 2 wickets off the final ball. Astonishing stuff. Give us your take on the England players in the IPL.
Well, I'll start with Jos Buttler, and I'm going to say something very controversial. With all due respect to Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, with what they've achieved, and obviously they're fantastic players, but currently I think Jos Buttler is the best T20 opener going around. He is, to my mind, and he has been for the last 3 to 4 years. I remember his clutch knocks, and when I say clutch knocks, it's he can play both types of innings. He can attack, and he can judge the situation and play a longish innings where the first part of his innings is a really slow one, and then he accelerates in the second half of the innings. And that's something that Rohit Sharma does as well. And I think any batter who can do that in 2020 cricket and bat throughout the innings is absolutely remarkable. And Jos Buttler is one of those batters. He did that in 21 T20 World Cup, I think against Sri Lanka. He did that. He did that in 22 T20 World Cup. I'm forgetting which opponent he did that against, but he did that there as well. And he does this time and again where he bats the first 10, 12 overs. Like, he is not in rhythm and everything. And then he just finishes the game on a high. Uh, yeah, I wasn't surprised. He's been a bit off color last season, but he's coming back to form, which is very ominous with the T20 World Cup around just the corner. But again, like you said, yes, some of the other players are struggling. Sam Curran, uh, he's never been a great fit at Punjab Kings ever since that big price tag. I think he will go back into the players' auction next year. I think his kind of bowling perhaps doesn't suit the conditions here. Probably needs to have a bit more in his bowling in terms of the slower ones, in terms of the off cutters. It's just too monotonous and too easy to read. That's my opinion. Liam Livingston, obviously not having the best of times here. Maybe Johnny Bairstow. I think Liam Livingston also isn't fully fit. But Phil Salt, absolutely remarkable. Absolutely. I mean, you have Sunil Narayan at one end, but he's holding his own with Sunil Narayan, and Kolkata are doing, they're flying at the top of the order. Not many teams are, but Kolkata surely are. And what about that run out yesterday, that 1-run win? So absolutely remarkable, Phil. So also, yeah, a couple of these English players having a great time in the IPL, but yeah, hopefully they'll all come together for a good T20 World Cup in a couple months' time. Yes, Steve.
No, it just, I don't know about you, Manners, but in the last few years, I've not really enjoyed watching IPL. We've not talked about it too much. It hasn't been something I've sort of raced to the TV to watch. But a bit like the 100 in sort of last English summer, and the IPL this year has been breathtaking. It's been brilliant. It really has. Can you put your finger on why? Though, for me, I was a little bit of a lull, and I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. I just didn't think it was very good for the last couple of years. I think this year has been, Sunrisers have gone 270, 280. There's been some ridiculously big hitting and big scores. Can you put your finger on why this year has been, I would say, totally different to the previous 3 or 4 years?
Well, one of the reasons for that is the impact player rule, where, if you lose an extra batter, you have that cushion of playing an extra batter. If you lose your top three cheaply, you can always, if the conditions are, good for batting, you can always bring in an extra batter and make up. So the top order plays with a little bit more risk in the first 6 overs, especially in the power play. So that's a rule that's had a major impact. And, obviously it's really nicely named, the impact player rule. So that has had a major impact in terms of the thinking. Now you're looking at batting lineups that go up till number 8. Royal Challengers Bangalore, they had batting till number 8. They, as it is, don't have any bowlers, and they still play an extra batter, thanks to this impact player rule. So it's defined the mindset of many teams. Sunrisers Hyderabad, for example, I mean, I'm just going to name 2 real extremes here. Sunrisers Hyderabad at the one extreme, where they're just going hammer and tongs because they know they have the bowling on flat pitches to defend 270. It sounds really odd to say this, defending 270 in T20 cricket, because thrice they have scored 270, 260 plus, and they have ended up conceding 200 plus on each occasion. So you need to defend that on such wickets because of this rule. And then you have the other extreme where, like I said, Bengaluru, despite the fact that they have a really poor bowling attack, they are always picking that extra batter because they know they'll be chasing high scores. They know they have to put up high scores. So it's because of this impact player rule. And I think it's T20 cricket. It's a carnival of cricket in India. So you've had flatter wickets. The batters' bats are getting thicker. The boundaries are getting shorter and shorter. So yeah, it's 4s and 6s all over the place.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.